Hello, everyone. Welcome to my review of the RAVPower wireless Qi charger. This is the new charger from RAVPower, which they have made for the iPhone 10 and iPhone 8, which supports the 7.5 watt wireless charging standard. Now, there are loads of unboxings of people taking them out of the box and showing you what you get. If you would like to see how it comes out of the box, then feel free to go and watch one of those videos. The only thing I would say is this is literally exactly how it came. Now, the geek in me is a bit disappointed. There was no shrink wrap, there was no plastic around it. It arrived by Royal Mail, beaten up, as you can see, um, from Amazon. And I had to call a friend and say, hey, did yours arrive without any plastic? Because I wondered if it was secondhand. But no, fear not, they all arrived like this. So in the box, you have this, and this is what everyone wants. This is the wireless charger itself. It is very solid. It is a metal background, or base, should I say, not background, with all the kind of tech bump on there. There is a shiny plastic bit here, which doesn't look as shiny in person as it does on the video. And also this rubber silicon, whatever you want to call it, rubber ring going around it. Again, on the video, you can kind of see the dust that is starting to attract to it. And again, you can't really see that in person as much. But yeah, it is an absolute dust trap, that little silicon ring. And then you've got the very subtle RAVPower logo. That angle there makes it look really bright and obvious. But most of the time, when it's down there, you can just about see the fast charge. And you can barely see the RAVPower logo, which I love. I think that is amazing. Some of them, some of the wireless chargers I've seen are just so branded, they just look hideous. On the bottom, you've got the four rubber feet to stop it from moving. Not that I think that is going to be an issue. I see lots of reviews on wireless chargers and everyone talks about how they shouldn't move. Well, no, if you put something flat on a table, it shouldn't move. But it's nice to know that your pride and joy in your smartphone is going to stay secure. You've got the kind of bump there of what it says. Now, this outputs 10 watts max as of 2 days ago when iOS was updated to 11.2. It now charges at 7.5 watts. And this one is capable of doing that. However, there is a light on the front of this. And I thought, and looking online, many other people thought the same thing, that there was a fault with the unit when I first got it, because I put and when I first got it, it could only charge at 5 watts, because that's all Apple allowed wireless chargers to do, because it was before the 11.2 update. So when I first got it, I put my iPhone on charge and it started flashing orange. That little light there started flashing orange, just to let you know that it was charging, which was nice. It just never stopped. Constantly flashed orange. Now I thought, okay, is there a fault here? Other people had the same issue, but RAVPower came out and said that once your iPhone reaches 100%, things happen that still take away its battery juice from being connected to Wi-Fi, to getting notifications, emails, all things like this. And all it does is it trickle charges to make sure that your phone is always at 100%, which I suppose is nice of them to do. The OCD person inside me would love it to give some indication when it got to 100%, be it that the light went green or something. It doesn't seem too much to ask, but it doesn't, which is okay. It doesn't alter how it works. So that was issue number one. Issue number two is that now it does charge at 7.5 watts, because Apple released the long-awaited update. Again, there is no indication that it is charging at 7.5 watts. Unless you have a calculator and some time and a stopwatch, you have no idea that it is doing the 7.5 watt charging. Um, Again, people are saying, and there were rumors that the 7.5 watt charging was going to be exclusively for the Mophie and the Belkin chargers, which Apple have endorsed, shall we say. And there was going to be some kind of hardware limit to only allow those units to kind of go to the 7.5 watts. RAVPower have assured us all that no, although it only flashes amber still, if you have iOS 11.2, an iPhone 8, 8 Plus, or 10, it will be charging at 7.5 watts, which is fair enough. I don't really care what color it is as long as it is doing what it is supposed to do. So speaking of what it is supposed to do, it will only charge at 7.5 watts if you have the actual plug, this little thing, that came with it. Now, it needs to be this one, which is relatively nice. This is a 24 watt wall charger, or anything that is more than 7.5 watts. If you use the Apple iPhone charger, that is only 5 watts, and you will not get 7.5 watts of charge from the wireless charger. You could use the iPad charger, but quite frankly, as you've got this, it's made for it, it's nice, and it's nice and quick at 24 watts. You might as well use it. But again, although it does say 24 watts, it will still obviously only do the 7.5 that Apple support. And quite frankly, if you leave it overnight, I don't see that you're going to see any difference between 5 or 7.5 watts, unless you happen to sleep for only 4 hours, and then you'll be happy that you have the 7.5 watt charger. And the only other thing that comes in the box is a micro USB cable, which everyone has probably seen or used and probably have many of them at home, which is quite nice. The good thing about this is it is braided. I mean, I don't have an awful lot of love for cables. They do a job, but I suppose as cables go, this feels pretty premium. It feels very nice. It's really thick. The cable itself feels really thick, and compare it to something like an iPhone cable, you can kind of see how much thicker it is. It doesn't look it so much on the video, but it is certainly much more substantial than a lightning cable. And yeah, it is very nice. You plug that in, one end goes into there, as so, and the other end is just your bog standard USB that goes into there. Pretty straightforward. So that is the RAVPower Qi fast charger. As it is Qi, it will charge anything that supports the Qi wireless standard, Samsung phones, Microsoft phones, anything of Google phones, anything that supports Qi, this will charge. It can go up to 10 watts for the Android phones that support up to 10 watts. And it will do your iPhone 7, iPhone 8, or 8 Plus, or 10 at the 7.5 watts. Now, I picked this up from Amazon UK for $39.99. It was previously $49.99, but it looks like it's going to be staying at the lower price. And when you compare it with the likes of, well, really at the moment, it's in direct competition with the Mophie and the Belkin. These three are probably the most premium products that you can get in the wireless charging space. The Mophie and the Belkin, the reviews aren't great. The Belkin is a much kind of bigger, wider unit, and it's white. For me, I did not want a white one, and I certainly didn't want one as big as the Belkin. The Mophie looks similar. It's black, thinner than this, and it's a little bit wider, bigger circumference. Both £55, both sold by Apple, endorsed by Apple, but quite frankly, there is really no difference in what you're getting. RAVPower have a great reputation in the wireless charging game and in the battery game in general. They do a lot of good portable chargers, very similar to Mophie, really. Um, and yeah, I think for the cost to what you're getting, because bear in mind, if you get one of the cheaper ones, and there are some good cheap ones, Rav Power themselves, they do one that is currently being sold on Amazon for £15 that doesn't come with the plug. And this is the problem with the cheaper ones, they don't come with the actual unit there. And something that is going to output, say, at least 10 watts is going to probably set you back about 10 quid, if not more. Um, so yeah, there's not a huge difference when you add it all up. I absolutely would not get one of the kind of Chinese brand Amazon wireless chargers that you can get. I appreciate that 99% of them all are made in China, but there are some really obscure brands who have 5, 10, 15 pound wireless chargers being sold currently on Amazon, and some have very good reviews. But for me, I wouldn't buy an iPhone 10 or spend £1,000 on a phone and put it on a relatively unknown £15 charger. I would go for a brand that I know and that I can trust. And having used a few RAV Power products before, I absolutely trust this brand. And it's been extremely good for the week that I've had it. It's done everything I wanted. It sits there very quietly. I've seen some wireless chargers have a bit of a noise going on about them. This one is silent. I'll probably end up picking up another one to have around the house. And yeah, there we are. The RAV Power wireless fast charge. If you've got any questions, add them in the comments and I will help you out. Thanks for watching.